Welcome viewers. So today through this video I shall be talking about the genetics, and today in this video I will try to introduce the genetics. So let's begin. So here in the genetics part, today we are going to introduce the basic concept of genetics. So first, if what the thing which is coming in our mind, what do you mean by genetics? So genetics, this is actually the branch of biology that mainly deals with the inheritance and the variation. That means the characters which is transmitting from parental generation to offspring generation. So the branch of biology which mainly deals with that is called the genetics. So in this genetical part, we are mainly observing the hereditary or inheritable features. That means the features which are transmitting from parental generation to offspring generation. So here there are a few diagrams of the photos you can see where the inheritable features from the parental generation is mainly transmitting to the offspring generation. So genetics, we can say it mainly deals with the inheritance, and it also deals with the variation of the characters obtaining from parents to their next generation. So you can see here the features which are inheritable. So have you ever wondered why an elephant gives birth to only a baby elephant? So this real photograph also showing the DNA relation. Person in the left is grand old father and right grand old son of nearly more than 5 generations. Photograph which is showing siblings with similar features. Single gene traits in humans like clasping hands, tongue rolling, hitchhiker's thumb, earlobes, and bent little finger, etc. So let's see. First, clasping hands. See the variation. Free or attached earlobes. Hitchhiker's thumb. Rolling tongue. Dimples. Here we can also see the father and son taken photograph at same age. So morphologically you can see the similarities. These are some photographs of identical twins. We can also see next the identical triplets, and then after we can also see the identical quadruplets. So these are some identical features that also we can observe in the plants. So genetics not only deals with inheritance but also deals with variations. So there are two main part through which we are observing by the genetical study. One is inheritance, another is variations. So now what do you mean by variation? The degree by which progeny differs from their parents as well as among themselves. It is called the variation. And what do you mean by inheritance? Inheritance is the process by which characters are passed on from parent to progeny. Variations that were naturally present in the wild populations of plants and animals to selectively breed and choose organisms that possessed desirable characters. Through artificial selection and domestication from ancestral wild cows, we have well-known Indian breeds, for example, Sahiwal cows in Punjab. So now we are moving to the basic concept of the genetics by observing the Mendel's invention, Mendel's experiments, Gregor Johann Mendel. So Gregor Johann Mendel, he was the father of genetics. He was the first to demonstrate the mechanism of transmission of characters from one generation to the next generation. He discovered the basic principles of heredity through experiments in the pea plant. He published the result of his studies under the title Experiments on Plant Hybrids. So Mendel's experiment. For the first time, Mendel conducted hybridization experiments on garden peas for 7 years. Then he proposed the laws of inheritance in living organisms. Mendel applied statistical analysis and mathematical logics to problem in biology for the first time. So Mendel investigated several characters in garden pea plant. He also noticed that many characters are manifested as two opposite traits. For example, tall or dwarf plants, yellow or green seeds. So cross between tall and dwarf plants, cross between yellow and green seeds. Mendel working with pea plant in his garden. This is the pea flower Pisum sativum. These are the characters and their contrasting traits which we can observe in this slide, like stem height, where two contrasting traits are tall and dwarf. Second character, flower color, the contrasting traits are violet and white. The third character is flower position. The contrasting character is axial and terminal. The fourth character is spot shape. Contrasting traits are inflated and constricted. Fifth character is spot color. The contrasting trait is green and yellow. The sixth character is seed shape. The contrasting trait is round and wrinkled. And the seventh character is seed color, where the contrasting traits are yellow and green. So stem height, tall plant and dwarf pea plant. Flower color, violet flower, white flower. Flower position, axillary and terminal. Pot shape, inflated and constricted. Pot color, green pods, yellow pods. Seed shape, round seeds, wrinkle seeds. Seed color, yellow seeds, green seeds. Mendel conducted artificial pollination or cross-pollination experiments using several true breeding lines. A true breeding line means line is one that has undergone continuous self-pollination, shows the stable trait inheritance and expression for several generations. Mendel selected 14 true breeding pea plant varieties as pairs which were similar except for one character with contrasting traits. Advantages of selecting garden pea plant by Mendel for his hybridization experiments are: it is an annual plant that has well-defined characteristics. It can be grown and crossed easily. It has bisexual flowers containing both female and male parts. It can be self-fertilized conventionally. It has a short life cycle and produces large number of offspring. Now we are going to see some MCQs related to these topics which we covered. The first question, who is the father of genetics? We have four options. So here the correct option is Gregor Johann Mendel. Second MCQ, Gregor Johann Mendel conducted his experiment on which plants? So here the tip is given, Mendel conducted hybridization experiment on garden pea. So pea plant is the answer. Who proposed law of inheritance in living organisms? We have four options and the correct option is Gregor Johann Mendel. What is the contrasting trait for stem height? And the correct answer is tall and dwarf. What is the advantage of selecting pea plant by Mendel for his experiment? The correct answer is short life cycle and produces large number of offsprings. So thank you for watching this video.